Good morning, Dubai. Welcome to the Lovin Dubai show, where we talk about all the trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about today. New rules for Dubai delivery service companies. Delivery drivers in Dubai will not be allowed in the left lane. We're talking about a Dubai woman who was scammed out of 160,000 dirham.
Okay, and we'll also be talking about the Dubai ruler opening 3 new highways, and this K-pop band will take the crown as ambassadors for the Expo 2020's Korean Pavilion,
which is going to be huge on Twitter. You already know it. But before we get into it, we want to talk about a story which has kind of been blowing up over social media in the last 2 days since the end of the Euros final. Of course, Italy were crowned the winners of the Euros, but since then, in the UK, we've seen, I guess, some the devastating racial slurs which have been going
towards the footballers.
Taking part. I think it's just been quite shocking to see what's been going on social media there. But what's resulted from it is a very interesting petition, because what's been happening is people are trolling on social media. They're saying there being those keyboard warriors, basically throwing out racial slurs and accusations. However, from this, people in the UK have started a petition asking the UK government to say, look, if you need us to, anyone who starts a social media account, please make sure they provide an ID, basically providing that verification.
And already it's gained almost, how many signs? 500,000, right? 525,000 plus. And honestly, I think this should become a global petition. It should become a global thing that people show their IDs before getting social media accounts, because as we become more technologically advanced, this is just something that's going to help people be accountable for their actions on social media.
You should hope so. It's like, I think when I woke up this morning and I saw, the majority of what I saw regarding the story was a lot of people saying, look, sign this petition, and also saying thank you to the players for, the incredible effort, hard work, and, going out on that kind of global stage and doing something that you need to be so brave for. Basically kind of like reneging all of the racial stuff that's going on. I didn't actually see that. I'm kind of seeing what the solution side of it, which is, all of you keyboard warriors, what you're doing is not okay. It's causing a societal issue, and they're trying to make a solution, which is asking people to put in their ID before you have a social media account. So basically, with this petition, once it hits 100,000 signatures, UK government have to talk about it in Parliament. Okay. So it's a really interesting way to get something talked about on a global stage. And now they already have 500,000, so it will be talked about in Parliament in the UK. But like you said, it potentially, should it be global?
I think so. Don't you think so, Ali?
Yes,
Shahir?
definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Across all social platforms.
Will it stop keyboard warriors? What about I could make a fake ID right now, or I could steal an ID? Will it stop people?
Like the thing is, no matter what you do, right, there's always going to be like those anomalies, people who still sneak around the rules and find loopholes. But in a majority wise, it's still going to control it. It's still going to create
way less.
Yeah,
way less. Yeah, it's going to decrease it. But you're just going to have those trolls who go out of their way to make that fake account to stalk their ex.
and even if they use that account towards you, they can be easily found.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, because actually you'll have to use your ID to make an account. However, you're not going to be, it would only be if there was an issue that they needed to check. So you can still make that fake account to stalk your ex. You can still make your account to do whatever you want with it. But it's only if you have done something illegal or that the police need to check, that then they'll be able to trace it if needed. The purpose is to prevent anonymized harmful activity, providing traceability if an offence occurs. Basically, there's too much internet bullying. It's gone too far, and the UK public are clearly saying enough is enough.
And I think this is the only step forward. Whoever came up with this is a genius. And honestly, seeing the amount of stuff that went down during the pandemic, you would think people become nicer and more like aware, like, okay, everyone's going through their own struggles, but no, we're just like back to square one. No, nothing has changed.
Bullies have thrived. Online internet bullies have thrived
Oh
during
my
the
God.
pandemic.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
That was their domain.
It's just like sometimes the comment section, I'm sure you're all the same. Tell us what comment section. When I'm on Facebook, Instagram, I jump into the comments before I read the story. I'm like, if there's no comments on that story, I'm not going to bother read it. Jumping into the comments to see the reactions. And sometimes they're so far flung. Sometimes you're like, you're literally doing this to incite people to comment on it. It's looking for internet attention. People thrive off it. Like some people thrive off Instagram, they thrive off likes. Other people thrive off inciting a conversation, potentially inciting kind of different types of reactions.
We've also had that experience just recently of someone making like multiple fake accounts just to troll us. Yeah, so I mean, like, I think this is the way forward. Even someone in the comments right now was just like, this is an amazing discussion to have on a global scale, and I think that's preach.
So let's see. I mean, the thing is, social media platforms are new, relatively new in the grand scheme of things. And will this be more regulation? Let's see.
Yes.
Let's jump into other types of regulation, which is happening right here at home. Dubai delivery service companies have been handed a strict set of new rules to follow. Now, this comes after a couple of stories recently in the news about, I guess, delivery drivers and treatment and safe working environment. So with that, a big list of guidelines to manage delivery services in Dubai has been released. So take note, this in particular is for drivers. They have a new speed limit of 100k and they cannot use the left lane. So drivers in Dubai cannot use the left lane anymore. They can't use backpacks for deliveries. They must have authorized delivery spots, that's parking spots. They must wear certified helmets. And they must, of course, all food has to be handled safely. All the boxes need to be sterilized. There's new fines introduced. If those fines are repeated, those violations are repeated 3 times, then the license will be revoked. This, of course, is all in the service of the motorcyclists. They must strictly comply with these guidelines for the safety drivers, road users, and food or materials to be delivered. It's a very comprehensive list done by the RTA, and hopefully it will mean kind of safer working environment for the drivers.
Do you know the age? Do you happen to know the cap for like who can be delivery drivers? Like, is that also in the set of guidelines that were introduced?
Yeah, it's quite big. So they're saying you have to be between 21 and 55 years of age.
Okay, so that's good. That's a good age gap. I mean, like for being on the roads on the motorbikes, rushing to give orders. Because above 55, you just like get tired.
What?
No. What? Above 55,
I feel like anyone over 55 is listening to you being like, how dare you?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I get tired.
You're not above 55.
No, but I'm just saying, like, people get tired. Age is just a number.
Okay, you know what? Sorry. You're right. Why did I even say that? Because yesterday I went to a water park and I saw parents like with teenage kids, with babies, like having more energy than I have, like just going there alone. So, well, I take back what I said.
But in all fairness, though, it is an interesting age number. So it's between 21 and 55. You'd wonder why the cap is even there. But that's the rules they have. And also all drivers have to get a cert of good conduct from Dubai Police. So they have to obviously have the certificate for safe driving on the roads. This is hugely comprehensive. Like we mentioned safety requirements briefly. We mentioned food safety briefly. When I first say safety, I mean kind of like the safety gear that they're wearing. And then, of course, there's the food safety and the handling. And then, of course, there's the road safety that they need to follow. So this is just kind of more streamlined regulation for Dubai delivery services. As you know, we are a delivery service nation.
Yes, for sure.
Let's not even blame COVID. Like everyone who lives in Dubai just says we have things very easy. Pharmacy, supermarket, everything you want at any hour of the day, and of course delivery services in Dubai are doing very, very well, but this of course will just streamline, regulate and kind of ensure the safety of drivers on the road, hopefully.
That is so true. We are a delivery service nation. Like we even have our IDs, cards, credit cards, debit cards, everything just delivered to us.
I'm getting a PCR test to my house on Thursday.
I mean, just look at that. Would you look at that?
I did it on an app. It took like 2 seconds to book. Pretty similar price. It was 199 dirham per person.
We literally are just. I feel like this country, with the amount of services there are, we're so privileged.
Yeah, super privileged, and now hopefully more privilege for drivers on the road. Just kind of keep it a bit safer and kind of looking to make sure that they're wearing the right gear, certified helmets, so important for their safety.
But it's great. This just shows like the authorities are watching the news. They are seeing what's happening, and they are putting out rules accordingly and making sure everything is going as per. I mean, I don't know.
As per the status quo.
As per the status
in other countries.
Thanks for that. You saved me. Anyway, moving on to our next story. Now, the Dubai ruler has opened 3 new highways. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Vice President and the Prime Minister of the UAE and the ruler of Dubai, has announced the opening of 3 new highways that will work to link various emirates across the UAE together and shorten travel time. That's what we all want, shorter travel times and reduce traffic, of course. And this project was worth 1.95 billion dirhams. Oh my God. Very expensive project. And the highways will link Maliha in Sharjah with Al Shuwaib in Abu Dhabi, and another will link Hatta in Dubai with Masfout in Ajman, and the third highway will link Al Khur Mountains in Ras Al Khaimah. And in celebration of this grand scale infrastructure project, colors of the UAE flag were dispersed from jets as Sheikh Mohammed was in his car on the new Al Watan road. And if you guys see the pictures beside us on Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, you'll see just how grand it looks. It's like amazing. I think the jets did just in celebration for this very occasion, and look absolutely stunning. But on Twitter, people assume that it was that the flags, that the UAE flags, being dispersed from the jets was in celebration of Italy winning the Euros.
I would take that. I'd be like, the same. Thank you, UAE. But I wouldn't put it past the UAE to do the same either. So.
Oh yeah, they would totally 100%. But if you guys are thinking it's really, take the win, but it's not. Take the win though, but it's not.
Cool photos though. And what an awesome way to celebrate. Transport and getting places quicker is literally going to make your life that much easier. It means you can potentially look at accommodation a little bit further away, which might be cheaper, and your transport there is going to get quicker. And always we talk about the UAE looking forward and the projects that they're planning. Of course, we talked about this at the fruition, a 2 million dirham road project, and now finally the announcement that it's here with the ruler of Dubai driving along it. It's great. So it's like a small thing, but it's actually really quite big if you think about how many people it's actually going to help.
Very true. And what you said is so on point, because just yesterday, Yasser was like, if there was no traffic from Sharjah to Dubai, he would even consider moving to Sharjah because he likes the area so much. So what you're saying is so on point. With these roads being introduced, people can stay in Sharjah who work in Abu Dhabi, and it just connects the Emirates together much easily and reducing traffic, travel time, and all of that.
100%.
Yeah.
Just having a quick look through your comments, guys. As always, we know we're live on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, and we see your comments. Lorene, I'm seeing that you're talking about the driving story, and you're saying that drivers should always have a place where they can rest 100%. We're actually seeing with recent news stories more actual cafes and restaurants take ownership of that. So that's actually not going to be on the RTA. It's actually down to the recent cafe. But do always drop your comments, and we love to read them after the show. Yeah,
and some have even introduced water to give water to the drivers.
Dispenser. Did we talk about it on the show?
Did we? I don't think so. Maybe tomorrow. Today?
Maybe tomorrow.
Right now? Do you know about it?
No.
No, okay, tomorrow.
One for tomorrow. Guys, we'll move on. A Dubai woman was phone scammed out of 160,000 dirham. So she was scammed out of that huge chunk of money after she received a phone call from 2 men who were pretending to be her bank. They called a woman and asked her for her bank details, saying she needed to update her details so her services would stay up to date. Now, can anyone out there relate with this phone call? Has that happened to any of you?
I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
It has, yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
I've had those phone calls.
I've had those phone calls. My mom here has had those phone calls.
And was she about to give out her details?
She did.
She did?
Yeah, my mom has been through the rings with these people. I don't know how they realize that she's not up to date with the possibility of scammers trying to get your phone details. Yeah, but she gave away her bank details, and then it turned out she gave away the bank details of maybe her Irish account or something. So then she went and scammed them. So they actually didn't take any money. But yeah, she gave her bank details on the phone.
Oh my God, that is scary. And I think authorities like literally on all platforms, even your banks tell you like do not give out your bank details to anyone. No one authorized will ask you for your bank details. But yeah, these, I think we've all received these phone calls. You've received them, right?
Yeah,
Just recently.
well, you just receive, maybe not recently actually, but you just get a lot of cold calls here. But in this case, not only did she give her bank details, she then went on to give her one-time password. So they're obviously in the background using her bank details to sign up to a bank loan worth 160,000 dirham. And then they said, did you receive your one-time password? Which you should never give out on the phone, but she did. And with that, they were able to get 160,000 dirham in her name. Now they're up in court right now, so don't worry, authorities are dealing with them. But it's a high, strict reminder that there are scammers out there trying to get your money.
Ooh.
And they will go to lengths to get it. So just be careful.
I mean, like some of us, like we get these calls, we take it as a joke, but actually the results of this can be devastating, like 160,000 dirhams. Oh my God, that is an insane amount of money to just be scammed off.
And it's a loan. So it wasn't necessarily coming like she had the money in her bank account, it was a loan.
Yeah.
I have fun with them.
I was gonna say, do you guys have like a style when you get a cold caller? Because in the office, some people are like, get away.
They get pissed
Oh
off.
my God.
What do you do?
They get pissed off when I speak to them. Like, no, I just piss them off, to be honest. Just for them not to call anyone.
You know, there's a difference.
I just completely ruin their day and waste their time for.
Okay, I know.
So
I
you
hope
keep
there's
them
a
on the
difference.
phone?
Yeah.
Oh.
I keep them on the phone and I keep talking to them and I like go in a loop and I keep them like a couple of digits are wrong.
Oh, I love that because they're probably like, I got one.
Yeah.
Well done, Ali.
But there's a
your
difference.
style.
There's a difference, right? Like just the customer agents that call you, I'll never ever be rude to them because that's their job. But like those who call to scam, yeah. Those are like you can play around with.
It's when you get a random, 100%, and that's so true. And if you get like, let's say someone who it's like your phone service provider, and you give them the time of day because obviously it's their job. But at the same time, when I've been through this experience with my mom being scammed, that I just have that little bit less tolerance for people ringing up asking your details from the phone. When it happened to my mom, it meant like changing bank accounts, and her Emirates ID was kind of like she had to change a lot of things, and all of that stuff like is just a pain, right? So I have less tolerance for people taking your details on the phone.
But that is great that you guys took those precautions.
Well, I think we had to because she literally gave her bank details over the phone. So I was like, call the bank, get it stopped. We've had words, me and my mum, after this, but it's still tricky because if someone is caught out of the blue, if they're tired, and she gets a phone call and she's worried because she's dealing with banks and things, and then they're like, they're trying to help her.
Yeah.
And she's confused. It's so tricky, and it's literally preying on vulnerable people. It's gross.
But I just want to ask before we move on, like when you get these calls, do you just shut it down right away, or do you play around a bit?
I don't play around. I just say, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, until they get it. I can't bring myself to hang up. I just have to, but I'm immediately kind of cut them off with my tone and my words.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you do?
I get scared when I sit beside you and you get a call. I'm like,
It's probably my mom.
yeah, sure.
I would never.
I've heard you with your mom. No, that's not you with your mom. But moving on to our next story, the K-pop band. So this one very famous K-pop band is going to take the crown as ambassadors for the Expo 2020 Korean Pavilion. Now, the beloved band called Stray Kids are all in, that's the name of one of their songs. It was a pun. In the article it made sense, but not right now. But yeah, all in to represent the Korean Pavilion for the much awaited Expo 2020. So keep your fingers crossed and your finger heart signs ready, because if you are a Korean pop junkie, then this stop at the site will be right up your alley with all things art, music. That means daily shows, performances, as well as tech sets and all to dominate the pavilion. You can surely bet that Dubai residents will be treated to multiple concerts from their favorite K-pop bands. It's exciting news. You know, this is like such a thing now.
You've talked to me about it. Explain again.
It's a Korean, I don't know, it's like a K-pop thing, just a Korean art.
I'm so out of the loop of K-pop. However, BTS Butter is like a great tune.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, and so that's exactly what Moon Byung-jun, Consul General of the Republic of Korea, revealed. Now, K-pop stars will flock to Dubai to perform at the Grand Expo, and with that, he also added, we are bringing popular K-pop stars to Dubai, and there will be a weekly performance. Some of the bands like Stray Kids have millions of followers in the region, and they will perform at the expo, expressed the Consul General. And the coolest part, visitors will be given mobile phones when they enter the pavilion, so they can create their own avatars and enter Korea's high-tech cities, as well as tourist attractions virtually.
So cool. I love hearing more and more about what the expo pavilions are going to offer. Literally, this is just the Korean pavilion, and they're bringing like all this K-pop bands. Like, it's gonna be amazing.
So in the expo, what happens is like all these pavilions, all the countries like kind of compete with each other to have the best pavilion, right? And the best one goes on to take the expo. No.
Goes on to take what?
It goes on, like they win the expo, so like the next expo will be held in their country.
I believe Expo is more about sharing ideas.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not a competition. You don't win Expo.
Yeah. Wow.
Everything is
Today's not my day. Okay, that's the Euros. Oh no, I meant, this is the Expo. Okay.
So sharing ideas on an international level, and it's very much about sharing. So it's like Ireland could come and be like, look at these. So imagine like you have like different science classes, and I want to show you all of the cool stuff I've been working on. Like, how do I do it? We're not going to have like Zoom meetings all the countries all the time.
Yeah.
So the expo is a time and a place for all the countries to come together, and it's like we've been working on all this amazing cool stuff with sustainability, and let's say Japan is like, oh, well, we've been doing all this amazing stuff with technology, and then it's like a place for minds to meet on a global platform with all of the amazing technological advances. So it'll be like a look into the future.
So it's like a global science fair.
Yeah.
Today's not my day.
Everything into a middle school or a teenage, you know.
It just helps understand everything, and she knows how to explain those things, and I understand it. It just makes sense.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's
works.
how I view Expo.
No, that's correct. I got that. I mean, makes more sense to me.
And at the
now.
very end, there's a podium.
Oh my god, I have so many questions. I'm gonna Google them all afterwards.
Laura Lynn, thanks for your comments. She said Dubai is always make you safe and loved.
Oh,
thank you for your comments.
so safe here.
Not
for me though.
What?
Not for me. It's not safe for me.
Why not?
Oh, because I'm gonna get trolled for this stupid thing. Wait, are they gonna compete with each other? Okay, I'm gonna today's not my day.
We all have our days.
Yeah.
I actually liked the thought process behind it. It doesn't necessarily who's to know, you know?
Yeah, because like, how did Dubai get the expo? You know, like I need to Google this.
I don't know, but I do remember where I was the moment it was announced. It was on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. It was 5, 6, or how many years ago? Because I was working in Abu Dhabi at the time, and we all got a day off work the next day in celebration because it was this massive win for Dubai to have the expo come here. I was a teacher at the time, and it was very exciting. They got the day off, and then we went in the next day and we're talking to all the kids about what it meant for the country. So it was so cool.
Oh.
Anyone else remember?
You were a teacher. Like this was 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It was announced.
4 years. It could have actually it would have been like 8 years ago, I reckon. So it was when I was teaching in Abu Dhabi. 7, 8 years ago.
Wow, it's been a long time.
It's been a long road to Expo, and the fact that we're less than 100 days away now, very exciting.
It's coming home.
It's coming home. On that note, guys, that is it for us on the Lovin Daily. Stay safe, wash your hands. Goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
Bye, salama. That was anyone.